Good evening, you're watching 7 at 7, the only news bulletin where we curate the day's top 7 stories for our viewers. Before I hit the headlines, viewers, I want to quickly take you through, at least numerically, where India stands with its fight against COVID-19, and this is what it looks like. Let's just take you through those numbers there. We're right now standing at 73,70,468 positive cases we've seen across the country, 64,53,779 recoveries, and recorded 1,12,161 deaths. Let's break this down statewide. Maharashtra continues to dominate with a maximum caseload of positive cases standing at 15,64,615. 13,30,483 recoveries, and one-third, or actually a little over one-third of the total death toll in India recorded at 41,196 deaths in Maharashtra. Andhra is at the second position, recording 7,71,503 positive cases with 7,25,099 recoveries and 6,357 deaths. Karnataka is poised at the third spot with the third highest caseload in the country, with 7,43,848 positive cases. Recoveries till now have been 6,20,008 and 10,283 deaths. This was the data recorded till just about 20 minutes ago. All right, let's get you the very latest in the sandalwood drug scandal. The latest is that Vivek Oberoi, just a day after his residence was raided by the crime branch in connection with the sandalwood drug probe, Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh has now alleged drug link between Vivek Oberoi, producer Sandeep Singh. Deshmukh has in fact called for an NCB probe into the drug charges. Remember, Sandeep Singh had produced Prime Minister Modi's biopic which featured Vivek. Even Maharashtra Congress has demanded a probe against the actor.
विवेक ओबेरॉय और संदीप सिंह का जो ड्रग कनेक्शन है, इसकी जांच करने बेंगलोर की पुलिस यहाँ पे आई है, लेकिन एनसीबी अभी तक इसकी जांच नहीं कर रही है। फिर से हम एनसीबी को यहाँ पे उनके तरफ पूरा निवेदन देंगे, उनको एनसीबी ने इसकी पूरी जांच करना चाहिए कि विवेक ओबेरॉय का ड्रग कनेक्शन के साथ में क्या संबंध है। इसकी इंक्वायरी एनसीबी ने करना चाहिए। एनसीबी ने इसकी इंक्वायरी नहीं सही ढंग से की तो मुंबई पुलिस इसकी इंक्वायरी करेगी।
All right. Meanwhile, actor Vivek Oberoi's wife, wife has also been summoned, Priyanka Alva Oberoi. She's also been summoned right now in connection to her brother's involvement in the sandalwood drug trade. Now, Priyanka Alva Oberoi was summoned at 12 p.m. but has not appeared before the Bengaluru crime branch yet. She will be grilled on the links with her brother Aditya Alva in connection with the drug case. Now, all of this comes after Bengaluru police searched Vivek Oberoi's Mumbai's residence. The additional commissioner of Bengaluru said that Vivek's house was raided as his team was informed that Alva is hiding at his residence. Aditya Alva has been absconding for 42 days now since the police began the probe in the case that involved drug links allegedly being supplied to singer and actor in the Kannada film industry. All right, let's quickly now shift focus to the Kerala gold scam. The latest is that the Bharatiya Janata Party is demanding the resignation of the Chief Minister of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan. BJP has trained guns on Kerala Chief Minister, alleging direct involvement of Chief Minister's office in the case. Demanding Vijayan's resignation, BJP leader Sambit Patra alleged that Chief Minister knew about accused Swapna Suresh's posting in the IT park and her work in the UAE consulate. All of this comes 2 days after NIA found D Company's links to the case. The probe agency told the court that one of the accused in the Kerala gold smuggling case has been harbored by members of the D Company in Africa. The Chief Minister yesterday responded on the suspected dealings and said that NIA should be allowed to probe all angles of the case.
This case is directly linked to the Chief Minister's office, and the Chief Minister has been changing his stand from the day the case was registered, people were caught, and till day before yesterday. Initially, the Chief Minister said that, I don't know who is this. I am not aware of that. Now he says that this lady who has been accused, number one, has visited the Chief Minister's office, Chief Minister's residence. held consultations with the Consulate General many times.
जब ईडी को एक स्टेटमेंट दिया है स्वप्ना सुरेश, जो कि मेन किंगपिन है, और स्वप्ना सुरेश ने कहा है कि मेरी जो आईटी पार्क में पोस्टिंग हुई थी और जो कुछ भी मेरा काम हुआ था काउंसुलेट को लेकर, मेरी जो पोस्टिंग हुई थी, यह सब कुछ पिनरई विजयन जी, जो कि केरल के मुख्यमंत्री हैं, उन्हें इन सब विषयों का पता था। तो स्वाभाविक रूप से the buck stops at the doorstep of the Chief Minister of Kerala, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan.
Well, even while the embers of Hathras are still hot, horrific crimes in Uttar Pradesh keep getting reported. And the latest incident that will shock you is coming in from Balia, where a BJP worker in front of police, in front of the SDM of Balia, opened fire, killed a man and got away.
A brazen daylight shooting in Uttar Pradesh's Balia. The accused, Dhirendra Singh, a BJP worker and an ex-army jawan, fired indiscriminately at the crowd, hitting a 46-year-old man. The gunshot victim died instantly. It all started on Thursday, when a meeting was called by the Balia Sub-District Magistrate for the allotment of ration shops. Dhirendra Singh, who is wearing a saffron kurta, can be seen at the meeting along with other locals. What followed was a scuffle between Dhirendra Singh and the locals. The accused can be seen punching a man. He allegedly wanted the allotment shops in his favor. Moments later, Dhirendra Singh brazenly opens fire. Not once, not twice. All in the presence of government officials and police. The shooting triggered chaos and claimed the life of one man. If the shooting was brazen, what followed was bizarre. After the gunfire, Dhirendra is surrounded by several cops at the scene, but the accused managed to flee, allegedly with the help of police. 7 people have been arrested so far, but the shooter is at large. The police ransacked the accused's house in Balia after the incident.
ये गिरफ्तारी 7 लोगों की हो चुकी है। 8 नामजद हैं और 25 अज्ञात लोग हैं। और मुख्य अभियुक्त तो मेन फोकस है हमारा, और कहीं से भी कोई कोताही नहीं होगी, और ये एक एग्जाम्पल के रूप में हम लोग इसको सेट करें।
मैं इतना ही कहना चाहूँगा कि कार्रवाई बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग कार्रवाई होगी, किसी को बख्शा नहीं जाएगा, और इन अपराधियों को मैसेज दिया जाएगा कि जुर्म करने का मतलब क्या होता है।
The police are also being accused of forcing early cremation of the victim against the wishes of the family. The BJP initially denied any links with the main accused, but later party MLA Surendra Singh admitted the ties.
मुझको विधायक बनाने में उसका परिवार वोट दिया है, लोकसभा चुनाव में वोट दिया है, अभी सभी कार्यक्रमों में भाग लेता है, तो मैं कैसे कह सकता हूं कि मेरा सहयोगी नहीं है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी का वो सहयोगी है, मेरा ही सहयोगी नहीं है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सहयोगी।
धीरेन्द्र सिंह यदि आत्मरक्षा में गोली नहीं चलाया होता तो कम से कम उसके परिवार के दर्जनों लोग मार दिए गए होते और उनके गोल के दर्जनों लोग मार दिए गए होते। लेकिन जिस तरह से प्रशासन अपनी कार्रवाई सुनिश्चित कर रहा है, उससे मैं जरूर ये अपना आग्रह करूंगा कि दूसरे पक्ष के भी पीड़ित लोगों की पीड़ा को लोग समझें और उनकी पीड़ा को भी देख करके जो न्याय हो सके उनको भी देने का कष्ट करें।
The opposition has hit out at the Yogi Adityanath government, claiming breakdown of law and order.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सत्तारूढ़ दल के कार्यकर्ता मदांध हो गए और वो कानून को अपने हाथ में ले रहे हैं, और पुलिस पस्त हो गई है, पुलिस रोक भी नहीं पा रही है उनको। इस प्रदेश में बलिया की घटना साबित करती है कि जंगल राज है और प्रशासन पंग हो गया है भाजपा के दबाव में।
जिस प्रदेश में पुलिस प्रशासन का इकबाल खत्म हो जाता है, समझो उस प्रदेश में तालिबानी जैसा माहौल हो जाता है। इससे साफ जाहिर होता है कि उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर में अपराधियों का और दबंगों का राज चल रहा है। कानून व्यवस्था नाम की कोई चीज नहीं। आज पूरे उत्तर प्रदेश में अफरा तफरी का माहौल है।
One more incident of lawlessness in Uttar Pradesh. The shooting has once again put the spotlight on the state police, who were accused of going soft on criminals. Were the police simply inept, or were they complicit in helping the shooter flee? They have many questions to answer. With Abhishek Mishra in Balia, Bureau Report, India Today.
Driven by Hyundai Smart Cars for Smart India.
All right, let's shift focus to the state of Bihar. Bihar is going to elections, a political fight in a theatre of a pandemic for the first time in the country. Well, the preparations have begun, and you have to be tuned into only one channel that covers an election best. Proven track record, India Today.
2020 is turning out to be a year to forget.
The coronavirus pandemic has hit India hard,
with the cases rising every day. Bihar is one of the worst affected states,
with cases rising every day.
And amidst all of this, we're preparing for an unprecedented state assembly election.
One like you've never seen before.
Now, the Brazil ground seems to suggest nobody quite told the voters that an election is in order.
On board the Election Express, why don't you just give us a couple of lines? वोट जो भी आ रहा है एनडीए को, वो नीतीश कुमार के काम पे आ रहा है या मोदी जी के नाम पे आ रहा है?
Hello and welcome once again to Ground Zero Bihar. When will elections be fought on real issues?
We are currently in the strategy headquarters of the Nitish Kumar campaign team.
जो पॉलिटिकल एनालिस्ट हैं बिहार के, वो ये कह रहे हैं कि अब ये लड़ाई हो जाएगी मोदी बनाम नीतीश।
All right, to catch the Bihar election, your only one-stop destination right here, India Today. Shifting focus right now to the big political and cultural controversy that has broken out in terms of Sri Lankan cricketer legend Muthaiya Muralitharan. Well, he's broken his silence on the controversy around his biopic. Muralitharan stated that the biopic featuring Vijay Sethupathi talks about his struggle during his 30-year-long civil war in Sri Lanka. The cricketer stated that he was just 7-year-old when his father was hacked to death. Muralitharan also said that he had never supported the deaths of innocents.
Personally, I think without knowing what the script is about, we shouldn't bother about this part of what has happened, unfortunate part of what happened in Sri Lanka. Now, if it is about his struggle in trying to become a cricketer, overcoming his handicap, physical handicap, how he converted that into from a minus to a plus, how he struggled, and then how he was called a chucker and how he had to overcome that, and how he had to fight the system there to come up in cricket. If it is about that, then we should leave it at that, because as long as the movie doesn't go about justifying what happened to the Tamils, or making a political statement in the film, as long as it is so, we should wait for the script before we come to a conclusion.
All right, with that, I'm going to slip into a quick break. When we return on the other side, we are going to quickly check some facts. Stay with us. Welcome back. Time now for our fact check segment. There is an image floating about on social media platforms, WhatsApp groups, which suggests that due to the incessant rainfall in Hyderabad, the airport of Hyderabad was completely flooded. It's false. This picture is not true. It's actually a very old picture, and it's not even from Hyderabad, but from Mexico. With that fact check, it's time now for us to wrap up 7 at 7, but do stay tuned. Up next is To The Point. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.